All right, everybody. So, just want to tell you right now that I'm not a huge fan of knives that cut me. I'm sorry. That's probably the dumbest thing you could ever hear a knife person say. This knife is fantastic, by the way. But I was performing a chaplain last night with it, and I ended up slicing my finger open. Something I never do performing a chaplain or any other tricks with balisongs. So let's get into it, everybody. Let's talk blades because that's what we're into. Today I have for you guys another Boker. A new Boker, actually. Boker that bit me last night. And I've performed chaplains on several balisongs and haven't had a problem. This one, could I have been tired? Maybe I was something was off about me yesterday. It had to have been because any other knife, any other balisong, and I'm fine with doing some tricks with. I'm not the best balisong flipper out there, and I'm not claiming to be a pro, but I do know some things when it comes to balisongs. I know how to open it, I know how to close it, I know how to do like drop latch, tricks and all that other stuff. I know how to chaplain, I know how to do ladders. I don't do any aerials. The last aerial I did ended catastrophically. Not to me, but to the pavement and to my knife. And ever since then, I never did that. But it was on a cheaper balisong a long, long time ago. And I just never did it ever since. And I don't plan to, especially now owning more expensive pieces. So... But there are people out there that know how to do that stuff, very crazy stuff. Anyways, Boker Plus, and this is the other, and I call it the other balisong. Now, of course, it comes with your standard stuff. You get your, you get your fancy, thick box, and then you get your pouch, your lockable zip-up pouch, as if you haven't noticed that already. I don't know why you would lock this, but that would deter anyone from stealing your knife, because at that point, no one can get into it. With that being said, you get your two little breeding materials. You get one in English and you get one in Deutsch, freaking German. So, and that's all that stuff. So that's actually really cool. If you want to keep those, you can keep it, or you can toss them if it doesn't matter anything to you. But it's basically the same format. It's just a different language. I don't know if I said that right. I probably didn't, but oh well. I'm going to keep it in anyway. So, and then the knife itself. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're a fan of the Benchmade 51, 52, Model 51 Morpho, right? If you like the latch that's on the Morpho, this does the same exact thing. And with that said, that was the first thing that got me on this knife, because that is awesome. I like how you can just put a little pressure on the handles and it pops unlocked and ready to go. The only thing that I have to say about this knife is, to me, it feels cheap. It feels very cheap. But if you're looking for a decent flipper, this is a good one. So with that said, it kind of looks like it wants to be, like right here, the handles look like, Bear & Sons model. I shouldn't say that, but yeah. And then you got your almost kind of like a drop point / Weehawk Model 42 wannabe. So you got all that mixed into one. Can I say this is a bad knife? No, I want to say it's a pretty decent one. But to me, it feels really cheap. It just feels cheap. The weight of it, everything just seems a little bit off to me. And that could be due to a number of things. I'm used to higher end balisongs. I don't really like buying the cheaper stuff. But this balisong being at a price point of, what, 80, 90 bucks? Depending on where you go. If you go Blade HQ, you might get a little over 100, depending on the shipping and tax. This isn't bad. This is a very decent balisong, and sharp, obviously, as you can tell. So what happened yesterday was, when I was chaplain, when I was chaplain, when I was performing a chaplain. For some weird reason, the blade, I don't know what it was, but it flipped on me. And I don't know how, because I wasn't holding the bite handle when I was doing the chaplain. It flipped, and I don't know, I think when it was flipping, it opened up, and I was trying to catch it, and when I did, it sliced my finger open. And it did it ever so quickly that when I felt it, normally when I feel a cut, it doesn't feel like a cut. It feels like you know you did it, and you're like, okay, it's going to hurt when it starts bleeding. This was kind of different. When it cut, I actually felt it, and it actually did kind of hurt a little bit. So I might have struck a nerve, maybe, I don't know. But either way, that was the first time I ever screwed up a chaplain. And when it fell, it made that thud, and I was like, oh, I felt that. And I held my finger straight, and then one drop fell from my finger, and I knew then that I screwed up. So cleaned it up, wrapped it up, and I'm fine now. It was a pretty clean cut, so it's healing pretty well. But careful when you're operating live blades and you're performing a chaplain on this one. I don't know how this one was any different from any other knife I've ever performed a chaplain on. That was really weird. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get into the specs of this knife for you guys so you guys understand what you're getting when you buy it, if you buy it. The weight, the length, all that good and happy jargon. Oh, I'm going to start off with this thing closed. Why not? Move this out of frame for a sec. I'm going to tell you right now that if you're looking for a decent balisong that you can actually tweak, because it's got these, pivots on there that you could, tighten or loosen, that is a fantastic thing. I'll get into the other things that I really like about this knife too. So 4.91 ounces, almost 5 ounces. This is a fantastic knife for the weight. And of course, we'll go ahead and get into the length. The length of things. There we go. All right, so you're looking at a blade length of, 4 inches. 4 inches, maybe 4 1/8. And a blade length of 5 inches exactly, with an overall length of 9 inches. So that being said, this isn't a huge knife. This is not a huge knife. But what I am going to tell you that I do like about this knife, it's very clean in its design. It's got crowned or rounded off spine right here, so it's very comfortable when it hits your knuckles or your hand or anything like that. It's nice and rounded off. There are no sharp ends on this balisong at all, on the handles or the blade. Everything is nice and rounded off, and that is a fantastic thing. I really do like that. The only problem was when I got this out of the box, it was really stiff. But it's loosened up now since I've been playing with it. But so this is the blade steel on this is D2. So it's a decent blade steel for EDC, and the pocket clip is really nice. I'm telling you, I'm going to be a happy guy when I see that they do a deep carry pocket clip for a butterfly knife. I haven't seen that yet. If you guys know of a model, let me know. I'd like to see it, because that would be one hell of a unicorn, because I would really love to have any of my balisongs to have a deep carry pocket clip. That's just what I like. Anyways, back to the knife. We'll go ahead and get into the width of things. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so the handle comes in at a 11.1 and the blade comes in at a 1.2. So it's relatively thin. There's really nothing I can say that's bad about this knife other than the fact that I just don't care for it too much. The liners in there are steel, but they're nice and thin. And these spacers are aluminum. I was told that they're aluminum, but there was a little bit of an argument that they're steel. Either way, it does provide a good point in weight, so that way when you do swing this thing and Flip it open, it's nice. Another thing that a lot of people like about this knife that tends to attract them to it is the fact that it has Zen pins. So the Zen pins are located on the inside of the handles rather than on top of the tang outside. And a lot of people don't like tang pins. For me, it doesn't matter. If it works, it works. I don't really see either. It's a balisong, all right? Everything has a purpose, and I'm not too much on aesthetics. I mean, if I'm focused on it, then I'll obviously find a different knife that has the opposite of what I'm, not wanting. So, but I haven't found one. If it serves a purpose, then it serves a purpose. And to me, I don't think that's ugly either way, but not everybody sees it that way. It does look a little bit more appealing when the pins are on the inside of the handle rather than on the tang. So I do agree with that, but it doesn't bother me very much either way. I can tell you right now that when I'm flipping this thing, when you get it at first, it's going to feel very stiff. I don't know why, but that's how mine came. It was really stiff. Like it didn't, see that? This one's already, and I could go in there, and unscrew it and make it a little bit, easier for me, but if I break it in, I think that's a little bit better. But it works fine. The handles are a little bit shorter than I'd like them to be. This is very much feels like somebody tried to copy the Morpho, but tried to put the 42 and the 62 together and the Morpho latch on a Baron Sons handle. It's I know that's weird, but it looks and feels like that to me. But it's nice either way. It's another variant. You got your G-10. This is G-10 on top of your steel liners. They don't provide very much grip other than these holes right here, but that's actually kind of nice. When you're running your fingers over these holes, it feels sharp. They didn't try to smooth out the circles on the inside, and I think they did that on purpose so that way it provides grip when you are flipping this thing open or closed, whether it be reverse grip or otherwise. The thing that I do like about this, and I can't say it enough, is this latch. That is a fantastic thing. I really do. I've always liked that about the Morpho, and having it on this knife is a plus. It's a huge plus. And having everything rounded off, there's no sharp ends or corners on this other than the actual blade, and that's nice too. I really do like that. That's a win. And it's kind of scary. I think that this was designed by a flipper for a flipper. You know what I mean? I don't know. This is one of those things where and this doesn't break the bank. This doesn't cost like a normal balisong does, anywhere, between the 200 to 500 or 600 mark. This has a price tag of under $100. So between 80 and 90 bucks, depending on where you go. Go to Blade HQ, you can get this thing for about that much, pay shipping and tax. It's going to be close to 100, or if not just a little over, but that's still a great price for something like this. So yeah, if you're looking for something on the market that isn't as cheap, but isn't as, like material-wise cheap, not price, then this might actually help you out. If you're looking for something that doesn't break the bank, this is a decent balisong for the money. Now, the thing that I just don't like about this, it looks very generic to me. There's nothing on it that makes it look like it deserves to be in this pouch. There's nothing special on it. There's no carbon fiber. There's no, artwork on it. It looks very generic to me. It looks like a generic butterfly knife. It doesn't weigh very much. It's got a pocket clip. I can't really say too many bad things about that other than the fact that this just seems so normal to me. It doesn't look like it deserves to be in a pouch because it doesn't look like it's special in any way other than the fact that it's balisong. With that said, is that a bad thing? No, it's not a bad thing. To me, it just doesn't it doesn't look like it needs to be babied. It looks like something that you can EDC if you're allowed to, and use it as such. Use it as a cutting implement. Use it as a self-defense tool if you can carry it. If not, just keep it in your house. I mean, this is a good collector's piece, but I don't believe that it needs to be in a zip-up pouch. And, you know, that's just me. That's just me and my little funky reality there. Anyways, if you guys are interested in this knife, go ahead and give Blade HQ a little look up. They got some good stuff on there. They still have some decent balisongs. A lot of their really good balisongs are practically sold out, but they still got some good ones there. And they got a couple of Benchmates too. So if you're interested in anything, or if you want this one, they have it. So, anyways, go ahead and slash that like button, stab that subscribe, slice that bell icon so you're notified anytime that I post new stuff. In these craziest of times, everybody, be kind, be safe, and I will see you all. Oh, carry responsibly. How did I forget that? I will see you all in the next one.